Morning all, welcome back to Apaya Puzzles, and today I'm facing another cryptic crossword from Liam Runnels in The Age in the Sydney Morning Herald today. Liam, renowned for creating some beautiful and fairly approachable cryptic crosswords, and not only that, but this week was the recipient of the inaugural Golden Waffle Award. If you missed that on Sunday, you missed a party. I did my wrap of the week on the best clues and awarded a golden waffle to Liam for his standout clue. If I remember, I'll put a link up here, but otherwise I think it's the last video that you'll find on my channel. And in honor of that, I have put a little golden waffle up in the corner, the imprimatur of quality. Well, that was for that clue anyway. Who knows what this crossword will have in store for us, but knowing Liam, it'll certainly live up to the hype. Now, nothing particularly unusual about the grid. It's a slightly atypical kind of structure, but I think that's just by chance, so no theme, I would think. You never know. And last week I did an LR with a kind of speed solve element to it, so I kind of set myself a notional limit of 10 minutes to try to solve the puzzle, and then at the end I did the explanatory parsing of the clues, and I think I'm going to do that again because it's fun for me, and I think it might be these are the kind of crosswords that give themselves to that. They're not too difficult, so I can genuinely do it in 10 to 15 minutes, and if you're new to cryptics, then you're going to want an explanation of some of that parsing, and so we can do that at the end. But if you're a bolted-on cryptic fan, then perhaps laboriously parsing every clue is not that exciting, but it might be more interesting to see a speed solve, and then if you like, you can look through the second half of the video where I parse it as well. So that's the idea. Let me know if you think that is good or bad or otherwise, but for today I'm going to do that. I might do each LR, the Tuesday and the Saturday, and do one of them as speed solve and one of them as a normal solve. Not sure. But for today, we're going to try to achieve a time. I'm going to set 10 minutes again. I think last week was almost exactly 10 minutes and 5 seconds or something. See how we go today. I'm going to start with 7 across, just making sure that you can see everything. That's going to be the clue that I'm focusing on. And there we go, nothing else to say. Well, coming up to 3 minutes, countdown, 3, 2, 1, and go. Call softly to jerk making puzzle. Making crossword. So this is, I feel like this is going to be imp something, or maybe tick. Don't know, what's one down? This Victorian town gets no coverage, sadly. Anagram, Ocean Grove. Okay, so that wasn't that. 10. Notice that man hires followers. Adherence. Is that right? Yes. 12 across. Red barn egg I cracked to make cookie. Gingerbread. 15 across. 15 across, please. Hospital assistant in love with doctor returned to emergency home room lobby disheartened. I'm not sure, that's a long clue. Let's move on. 19. Suckling pigs are tails a source of protein. That is egg. 16 down. Corrupted uni finisher indeed. Degraded. 23 down. Trim seconds from speech to religious group. Sorry, something 23 down. Well, let's start with 23 across, and that's at least got a letter. Ship surrounds pallid water birds. This is swans. Swans. 25. Sanitize with chlorine each November. Extremely simple. Extremely simple. Chlorine. Probably C or CH. No. No, that's not right. Chlorine and sanitize. Well, cheapen is what I was thinking. I'm not sure if that's right. Let's just have a look. 17. Lying agent overseas in German capital. Agent overseas. German capital. Oh, sorry. Oh, that's not cheapen. Right, okay, sorry. Oh, that is an N. Ugh. Wasting time. So, yeah, lying agent over reposing. Oh, yeah, I was thinking of lying in the other sense of the word. That's silly. 20 across. Enjoyable pale ale rubs the wrong way. Pleasurable. 21. Stink inside and stink outside. Shoe company. This is going to be Reebok. 22. Piece about King's nationalist policy. No idea what that is. 26. British school kid returns memo to Thorpe. This is going to be Etonian. 9 down, please. Offensive quip about COVID symptom. 9-4. Something knows. Not sure. 9 across. Hazard for golfer discussing ease of swing. Bunker. Ease of swing. Discussing the home phone indicator, surely. 4 down. Island tavern with substandard operating system. That's going to be that. Barbados. 11 across. Coffee order for vitamin deficiency. Black. 6 down. Holiday without Romeo and Bill. I feel like I know what the wordplay is doing, but I don't see how it's doing it. Restyled clergyman camped without roof. And that's so this is revamped. Revamp. Hang on. R-E-V-A-M. Wrong. I think I've got the setting where it skips the letters. Damn. 13. Review part of receipt for bakery item. That is pie. 14 down. Please. Thank you. Communicating with former spouse by making juice. X something. Well, I was going to say, X squeezing or something. Communicating, expressing. Okay. Did I look at 24? I don't think I did. Oscar meets Rod at sea and they measure distance. this is that. Yes, it is. Let's go to 8 down then. Flicking around here, even out symbol distortion in Beatles track 4324. 4324. Even out symbol distortion. Okay, so it's an anagram of that, presumably 13 letters. Yes. And I know that Beatles fans will be screaming at me. I need some letters. 3 down. Suffer from hunger. Starve. Which is harvest bananas first off. Yep. 2 down. Plucky yet timid. Healthy officer nervously faces snake. So this is P-Y-T-H-O-N. Okay. Got to fix that. Call softly. Crossword. It's ridiculous. Cryptic. And I call myself a cryptic solver. So, well, I guess can't buy my love. There we go. Can't buy me love, rather. This one here, 15 across. What have we got on the timer? 11 minutes 46, or 1 minute left, I think. Hospital assistant in love with doctor, returned to emergency room lobby, disheartened. Orderly, from the definition. Come back and pass that in a minute. Sanitize. Oh, cleanse. Okay. 23. Trim seconds from speech to religious group. That was sec. Because I was looking at the wrong one, I'd mark that up. I'll stop explaining myself and get solving. Get solving. Hazard for golfer. I don't know. This one, this 6 down seems like that does look like nose. It might not be, but if it were, this was some sort of symptom for COVID. Offensive quip about COVID symptom. Oh, sorry. What's this? 18 across. Can you still see all that? Yes. I've lost my thing. 18 across. European paused, broadcast, and relaxed. Oh no. Sorry. Bloody magic mouse resizing my screen. Okay, 18. European. So this is eased up, I think. Yeah, it is. I can't believe I can't solve that. This 6 down really looked solvable to me. Holiday without Romeo. So it's need a word for holiday without the Romeo in it, without the R, and a word for bill. What's a word for holiday with a K at the end? Maybe it. Damn. And I'm stuck now because those ones are important. So I'm well over my time. 15 is the new 10. Piece about King's nationalist policy. So Brexit. I see, yep. I was looking at the wrong type of king. Offensive quip about COVID symptom. One of these kind of figurative clues. Hazard for golfer discussing ease of swing. Hazard for golfer. And there's no question mark either. Sand trap, bunker. What is a hazard for a golfer? Lightning strikes. and discussing ease. Maybe, there we go. This is trapeze. So feels like taste. I've got the wrong number of letters here. No. It looks like tasteless. Oh, sorry, it is. Hang on. Oh, some reason I thought that wasn't fitting, but it does. Tasteless. Am I missing something here? Tasteless joke. Okay, come back to that. And 9 down. Well, six down rather. I thought of the word trek, but that's not going to fit anyway. But holiday, a break, and then a beak. So this is all red because I didn't have the answers to put in beforehand. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that I have a new idea around a little thing to do where normally what I do when I build these grids in Amuse Labs, which is the site I'm using here, because I don't know the answers, you can't build the grid without answers, so I just put in X's for everything, and that's why it labels them all red at the end. But today I put A's in instead of X's, with the idea that it would be fun to try to guess in advance how many A's would be correct, because the A's in the grid show up as being correct. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think it's 13 A's. Maybe I missed 1 or 2. But I thought that could be a fun thing to try to do. Just each week I use a different letter and try to guess. So for those who are still with me, I think next week or next time I need to do this, which is not with all crosswords, but I think with the age ones I do, I will use a B. And if you feel inclined to having a guess on how many B's there will be, then by all means send a comment, and I will myself put a guess in and see how we go. And I'll tell an interesting story next time probably about some of you may be aware of the idea of the wisdom of crowds, and there's an amazing example from my life where I employed the wisdom of crowds in order to win myself a prize, and it was this amazing moment of validation that wisdom of crowds thing is really quite predictive. And if enough people were to comment, then we could test it out here as well. But crossword complete, I think it was about 14 minutes. So let's see how that all worked. So call softly to jerk making crossword, and somehow I didn't get that this was cryptic, but to call softly is to cry. To call is to cry. Softly is P, which is an abbreviation from music, and tick is a jerk, and so cryptic is a crossword. 9 across, hazard for golfer discussing ease of swing. So I was assuming the definition was hazard for golfer, but actually we need a trap, which is a hazard for a golfer, and then discussing ease as the EZE ending. That actually comes up quite a bit for words that end in something sounding like ease. So that discussing is a homophone indicator, so we need to take this word but spell it in an alternative way. So if I said EZE, ease, you wouldn't know whether I was saying which one I was saying. So I've got to really work on a proper explanation for homophone indicators. I apologize, that may not be very clear. And a swing is a trapeze. Adherence, so notice is add, that man is he, and hires is rents, and followers are adherents. So that's called a charade clue, where you're just taking 3 separate synonyms basically and then putting them together. 11, coffee order for vitamin deficiency. LR loves his vitamins. They make an appearance pretty often. In this case, the vitamin was B, and the deficiency is lack, and coffee order is a black. Gingerbread, I think, was an anagram. Red barn, egg, I. Those letters there are cracked, and so appear in a different order to make the word cookie, gingerbread. 13 was a hidden reversal. Review part of receipt for bakery item. So part of the word receipt is PIE, but it's going backwards. So we review it. We look at it backwards. And a pie is a bakery item. 15, hospital assistant in love with doctor returned to emergency room, lobby disheartened. So I got this eventually just from the letters that I had and the definition of hospital assistant. So let's see how it works. Love is O, as in tennis. With doctor returned, so we've got DR going backwards. Emergency room is ER. And the lobby disheartened is LY, the word lobby without its heart letters, leaving just the L and the Y. 18 as well, European paused, broadcast and relaxed. So European is E, it's an abbreviation. Paused, broadcast, we're going to broadcast these letters, which is to say we're going to spread them around, and that gives us eased up, which is relaxed. Suckling pigtail is a source of protein, so the tail letters of suckling pig are E, G, and G, and that's a source of protein. 20 across, pleasurable, enjoyable is pleasurable, and pale ale rubs is an anagram of that, which is, so it's indicated by the wrong way. We call this the anagram indicator, or the anagrind, or anagrind, I don't know how that's pronounced actually. 23, swans, so a little bit of cryptic here. So ship is SS, and it's surrounding a word for pallid, which is, I think it's pronounced wan. It's not the kind of word you would probably ever have used in your life, but you'll see it come up in cryptics quite a lot. And water birds are swans. 24, Oscar meets Rod at sea, and they measure distance. So Oscar is O from the International Phonetic Alphabet, and then meets Rod at sea is one of these anagram indicators. So we're saying that these letters here are all at sea, so they're all mixed up, and that gives us the rest of the word odometers, which are used for measuring distance. 25, I fumbled on a little bit. Sanitize is to cleanse. Chlorine, I think, is Cl. Each is EA. November is N for November. And extremely simple is the extreme letters of simple, so the S and the E on the extreme ends of it. So 26, Etonian. A British school kid is an Etonian. A memo is a note, and we're going to return that, so we get NOTE going backwards. And then Thorpe, for those of you who are not Australian, you might struggle, but Ian Thorpe was, and still is, well, he was a famous Australian swimmer, and now he's a famous Australian ex-swimmer. And that is all of the acrosses. So up to one down. This Victorian town gets no coverage, sadly. So again, another, well, not just Australian, but a Victorian reference. No coverage, sadly, means that this is going to be rearranged. And no coverage is an anagram of Ocean Grove. 2, plucky yet timid health officer nervously faces snake. Snake is a python, and the facing letters of all these words are P, Y, T, H, O, and N. Suffer from hunger, 3. I got that just straight from the definition for starve. But then I think I also noticed that harvest bananas means that bananas, this word here is going nuts, going crazy, so we rearrange it. But we don't use the first letter. We take the first letter off and then rearrange the rest for starve. Island tavern with substandard operating system. I was grateful for that D there, because I thought maybe the operating system is DOS. Or actually, in fact, it turns out it's just OS for operating system, because tavern is bar, and a substandard is bad, and then OS for operating system. That's funny. So I saw the D here and thought, well, operating system is quite an unusual set of terms to have in a clue, and it's probably going to refer to an OS. And I saw the D and thought, yeah, it's DOS. But 5 down, restyled clergyman camped without roof. So a clergyman is a rev, as in a reverend, and camped without its roof is just the word, is just amped, so without the C. 6 down took me a while. Holiday without Romeo and Bill. So a holiday is a break, and we're removing the R for Romeo, which is the International Phonetic Alphabet, and we get Bill, which is a beak. 8 down. Can't Buy Me Love took me a second. Even out symbol distortion. So distorting, we're going to distort those letters there, rearrange them to get the track from the Beatles. 9 down was a tasteless joke. So an offensive quip is a tasteless joke, and yeah, so it's just this kind of it's slightly skewy for skew, but so it's one of these kind of figurative things that, yeah, with COVID you can lose your taste, and so an offensive joke about that might be a tasteless joke. 14 down, communicating with former spouse by making juice, expressing. So former spouse is X, making juice is pressing, and communicating is expressing. 16 down, degraded, corrupted uni finisher indeed. So a uni finisher is a grad, and that is going inside of the word deed. You'll see that quite a bit as an indication, because a lot of words start with DE and end in ED. 17, reposing. Yes, I think I actually thought of the word reposing fairly early on and thought that doesn't mean lying, but of course it does. But I was thinking of not telling the truth, which is exactly the misdirection that we're being nudged towards, because in the surface reading here, that is what it means, lying down. An agent is a rep, overseas is OS, in is in, and German abbreviates to a G. Also, German capital is the G, giving us a word for lying. 21, I didn't pass this fully. Stink inside and stink outside shoe company. So yeah, BO is another word for a stink, and reek is also another word for stink. So stink inside, stink outside, shoe company, Reebok. 22, I like that clue. 22, where am I? Brexit, yeah. So piece about King's nationalist policy. It took me a while on my first pass of this, because I was thinking that King could be an R or a K. They're the two common abbreviations that are used, single letter abbreviations. And then I was looking for a 5-letter word for a piece, which seemed to be fairly hard to identify. There would probably be a lot, and then I had no idea what a nationalist policy might be. But when I had the B, E, and I thought Brexit, and you get Rex for King inside, which is Rex is another or synonym for King. Inside bit, which is a word for peace, and of course Brexit was a nationalist policy. 23, sect. So time trim seconds from speech to religious group. How does this work? Don't know actually. Normally trim seconds would be suggesting take the second letters out of a word that means speech. Sorry, here we go, from speech to, so S, E, C, and T. I don't know what I was thinking there, but yeah, you just take every second letter out of speech to, and you're left with S-E-C-T. Is that the end? Oh, just like that. Okay, so there we go. I thank you for being with me, and encourage, if you have any ideas about whether this is a interesting format to watch, then by all means let me know. And indeed, if you have any ideas of things that would be other things that would be interesting, then that's cool. I will use the letter B in my setup for the grid for the next one that involves me setting up a grid, which is probably going to be the age on Friday, actually, the DA. So how many B's do we reckon? And if we got I reckon if we got, and we're not going to, but if we got probably 10, maybe 20 comments, we almost certainly, the average of those those guesses would be basically correct. But I'll go into the story behind that next week. Meantime, thank you again to Liam for another beautiful crossword, and congratulations again for his golden waffle victory. The golden waffle series will continue hopefully every Sunday as a wrap on the week's clues, and each week a new, well, I guess there could be repeats and three-peats, but each week there'll be some fierce competition for that prize. My hope is to have kind of at least 4 different setters to select clues from to battle it out, yeah, so hopefully that's interesting. Thank you again to everyone for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more, and I'm on Twitter at @apio_puzzles. I'll be back with you soon, probably with another Sudoku, and until then, happy puzzling, and I'll see you all again soon.